Welcome to the midweek edition of Racing to Win. We're at Sha Tin on Wednesday night for 8 races, all taking place on the all-weather, and have it covered for you right here on this week's show. Joined in the studio by Paul Lally and Nick Child. And Nick, what are we looking forward to on Wednesday night?
Well, exactly that, Mark. It's an all-weather fixture. It's a bit like us on this show, really. It's a case of the usual suspects, isn't it, turning out for the party, and many very familiar all-weather performing horses will be lining up, of course, on Wednesday night. None more so than Reliable Prophet, who's going for 4 on the bounce.
He's absolutely flying. Now, the man that only does the big race previews, it would seem now, IJC, HKR, into a dirt meeting to Sha Tin. Paul, you've got it all covered.
Yeah, definitely got it covered there. And there's a couple of really good jackpots for the punters as well. 17.8 million going into the triple trio. That should get over the 30 million mark. And 3 million going into the 6-up win bonus. That should get up over the 8 million mark. So it can be a bit tricky, some of these races, with these horses running each other at night, because it's obviously not a normal fixture for them. They're normally in bed on a Wednesday night, these all-weather horses.
They are indeed. The Happy Valley horses will have to find something to do this week instead. A forgotten name of sprinting in Hong Kong, Nick, was at the Sha Tin trials on Tuesday morning. Lucky Sweynesse made his return.
He did, yeah. Good to see him back at the trials, Lucky Sweynesse. Look, he's finished down the field here in this trial. Look, he hasn't been put under too much pressure to do a great deal. You might well recognise the horse in front, however. That's Magic Control, who's very much a sprinter on the up here, Paul. But good to see Lucky Sweynesse back at the trials for sure.
Yeah, just a nice quiet trial from him at the back there. But look, it's the thing that we're highlighting is he's back in some form as well. So hopefully this is the start of a campaign, and he can get up to race fitness and start running.
The winner, I believe, is heading Bohemia Trophy direction, which would be interesting.
That is New Year's Day at the Lucky Start meeting on the 1st of January. So if you like what you saw, you won't have to wait too many weeks to see him. Now, Zach Purton is not riding on Wednesday night. Neither is Lyle Hewitson after his fall. Zach is indisposed. So the changes: race 1, number 2, Silver Destiny, is Hugh Bowman. Race 2, number 6, Precision Gold, last start winner is Hugh Bowman. Race 3, Dragon Air Force, is Matthew Chadwick. Race 5, number 8, Harker Radiance, is Derek Lung. Race 6, number 3, Massive Action, is now Matthew Poon. Race 7, number 6, Packing Bowl, is Jerry Chow. And race 8, number 7, the inform on the all-weather fighting machine, is Keegan DeMello. They are the changes for Zach Purton. All the changes, of course, on the website too, if you did miss jotting them down. Meeting details, only the 8 races, so it's a slightly later start time as to what we have become accustomed to on a Wednesday night. It's meeting 30. 7:15 the first, and races 7 and 8 the two that we feature on the show, the Class 3 over the 1200 and the Class 3 over the 1650 metres. The 7th has Dancing Code at the top of the book, class dropper, and he's a 2-time winner in this grade. First look at the all-weather. Self-Improvement goes up £8 for his last start win on the surface. Super Wind Dragons won 5 course and distance. Supreme Agility has the visor on and drops back from the 1650. Packing Bowl wears cheek pieces for the first time. Happy Fat Cat wears cheek pieces again. Game Player Elite crossover noseband is off. The tongue tie goes on, and Bowser, he's on a 7-day backup, switching across from Happy Valley last Wednesday night, Paul. And Packing Bowl, with that gear change, will be focused straight on the lead.
Yeah, he likes to lead, Packing Bowl, so I think he can get there and to the front easy enough. He's drawn nicely. Beauty Glory likes to go forward. Self-Improvement likes to put himself there as well. Happy Fat Cat's drawn wide. Now he's got pace. He's just going to have to try and get across from that wide draw. Dancing Code, I think, will get his opportunity. He's been gone forward in a few recent trials, so he should be in a nice position. Supreme Agility, the little chap, he goes back. And Gameplay Elite's got barrier 12, so I think he'll just watch the race unfold.
Brenton Avdella is our man to kick things off. Nick spoke to Brenton about his chances on the John Size trains. Must go.
Brenton, must go. One of your rides coming up at the all-weather meeting this Wednesday night. Good to see the John Size team back in form, and he's a horse who you've got plenty of form with.
Yeah, it's good to see John back. John's stable ticking over well, so always the way, isn't it? He gets a month or so in and they start rolling. But yeah, team's in form. Musco's been racing well. Tried him at 1650 there the other time, and he was okay. I reckon he would have been much better suited if he sort of drew in and was able to be comfortable. I'd say I'm not against him being at 1650, so back to 1200's fine. He's obviously got winning form at this trip, and I'm sure he'll race well again.
I was going to ask you that. I mean, do you think, obviously, so in saying what you've just said, obviously, that could well be re-explored in time, perhaps going back up to 1650?
I wouldn't be against it, but that's completely up to John and the team. But things didn't work out well for us the other day. We sort of drew awkward. I rolled with him a little bit, had to work, and he's just not that sort of horse that can do that, especially first try at the trip. So this was probably the logical next race for him. He comes back here, and if you take that out, he's in good form.
When you look at these races, Brenton, I suppose from a jockey's point of view as well as being sort of a handicapper, if you will, he's just got rock solid all-weather form, hasn't he? This guy, he does love the surface.
Yeah, he loves the surface. He's obviously won Class 4 on it, and he's always raced well at Class 3. So, he always races well on it. He wasn't far behind. Self-improvement, obviously, the other day. He meets him again. So, I'm sure he'll run well.
And just going back to the weekend, obviously mentioning John's horse is in good form. Obviously, you were part of that four-timer. The horse you won on down the straights, he's a handy type of horse. Won a decent race too.
Yeah, it's surprised it's taken him so long to win one. Always had a bit of an opinion of him and thought he'd take care of his maiden in Hong Kong pretty quickly. But to be fair, he ran into some good horses. I think Magic Control beat me first time when I was on him, and he's always raced well, and he got conditions to suit. I think the blinkers have really switched him on, and second try with him, he was able to get the job done and win in good style.
And there he is at Brenton Avdulla. Paul, how did you assess Must Go in this race?
Yeah, look, I've included him. He's a horse I have had a bit of time with. They tried him at a different distance. It didn't really work. He's a two-time winner on the surface, so I think he's definitely got claims in this.
Yeah, I think coming back in trip's really going to suit him, and he's got form prior, which was certainly good enough to win this.
And he's certainly out of the right stable at the moment, Nick. This is John Sizer's last two meetings, and there is nobody hotter in Hong Kong.
No, absolutely not. Look, his team have really found form. Obviously, slower start to the campaign, but look, it was always going to come good at some point, wasn't it? And he's got some nice enough horses running around on Wednesday night as well. Nebraskan, not without a chance in the third. He's got Pochettino in race 5, along with Pinghai Comet. Obviously, they probably need to find a little bit of form. Must Go, we just heard about there in the 7th as well. Certainly not without a chance. So you'd be fairly shocked if he didn't come away with at least one winner, though.
Yeah, I like Nebraskan. I think he's a really big chance in that as well. Pinghai Comet, I'm interested to see. He's put on 36 pounds, so we'll see Jenny's take on it.
He's had a number of trials too. He seems to just go one pace, doesn't he?
He does a bit, yeah.
So that's the John Size team. Paul, we'll move on to Bowser now. We're going back to his most recent run on the all-weather. So this is 2 starts ago. He did have a look on the turf last Wednesday night. He's run, his first up run on the all-weather was good. Draws barrier number 10, and he comes up in grade without winning, which is do-do-do-do-do-do-do for you usually.
Yeah, so I haven't put him in. But the thing with Bowser here is he's drawn that 10, so he's just going to have to be a little bit further back with the likes of Happy Fat Cat, Self-Improvement, Beauty Glory, Packing Bowl drawn underneath him. That's why I've left him out.
I was hoping you were going to do one of those little jingles as well. But yeah, look, on that first run, as Mark alludes to there, behind Jolly Companion, he's interesting for sure. And good to see Dylan Moe pick up the ride as well.
He is indeed. Gets a chance on Bowser. Nick, we move on to turf form. We have to show turf form our own Harold Wynn because it's his first look at this surface. Gets a good draw, and he didn't have much luck his first go in this grade. As you can see, he's wide turning for home here.
Yeah, he is. Look, he's he's run obviously down the field, but look, he's an interesting horse actually coming to the all-weather. He's got a good draw. He's off mark 61, so it puts him right down at the bottom of this grade of Class 3. And look, he's usually well fancied. He's actually trialled really well on the all-weather recently too, Paul, I noticed.
He's by Swiss Ace, and that progeny really like it. He's drawn 2. There's going to be horses that are going to cross him, so it's just how he sort of deals with the kickback, I think, for me.
We'll come to you for this one first, Nick, because you're going to make a case for Game Player Elite. He's coming across from turf form. What stands out about him in this race?
Well, in all honesty, not a huge amount, but I'm going to try and make a case for him because this is a run last season. So this was his second run here in Hong Kong. You can see he's run around a bit. He's still quite green and immature, but he's run on nicely. This is his second up run here. Now, he's had no weather trials, but he has got a tongue tie going on as well, which I don't mind. And he has got soft and heavy form, Paul, in South America, which can sometimes correlate to the all-weather. So I just thought there was a case to be made for him, potentially.
No, fair enough. And one of the things is he will get the pace. So barrier 12, he'll go back. So I think with the pace in the race, he'll get his opportunity.
What about Supreme Agility, Paul? Surely this is too short for him, isn't it? Although he did have a recent 1,200-metre trial. And here it is, he ran second in it.
I can't believe you called the horse short. Supreme Agility, he's only 900 pounds, the guy. But look, he'll get back. He'll be running on. But as you say, I think he'll need a bit further.
Yeah, I tend to agree. He's got a visor going on. First of all, Alexis Pouchon is also riding him as well. So good to see him getting support from Pierre there. But yeah, look, I think this might just be a little bit on the sharp side for him. Though the trial was good, to take the positive out of it. It certainly wasn't a bad trial.
One thing in his favour though, Nick, is he's trained by the leading trainer, not just in Hong Kong, but he's also on top of the all-weather rankings in front of a couple of others.
Yeah, for sure. Look, I mean, obviously Pierre runs a high number of horses. You know, he doesn't wrap them up in cotton wool, that's for sure, and they usually hold their form well. We've seen it with the likes of Healthy, etc. recently, you know, running back again quick and winning. So, look, Pierre's in good form. Danny Shum always one to watch for as well, there, Paul.
Yeah, I think all those trainers have got some good chances coming up on Wednesday night.
So they'll pay to follow the Trainers Premiership if that's anything to go by. Unofficial, the all-weather Trainers Premiership, of course, but that is the latest update on that. Dancing Code, Paul, are you going to make a case for him?
Yeah, look, he's won his last 3 trials, this horse, most of them on the turf. But if you go back 5 trials ago, he actually he trialled on the all-weather and won really easy. And quite a good trial. So he's a horse who's coming to the surface for the first time. He's downgraded, comes back into Class 3. His last winning mark was 79. He's rated 80, and we know he's pretty good at his best. He's got a good turn of foot, so I do like him in this.
Yeah, look, I mean, it wasn't so long ago. He was competing in Class 1 races. I'm not sure how many in this would get to that level, you know, being as kind as I can. So, yeah, look, all-weather trials have looked good. All-weather debuts. He's a fascinating runner.
And here we were thinking on holidays, you're watching 5 trials ago from Dancing Code. No holidays for you, you're a hard worker.
There we go, and he's on top, Dancing Code, so hopefully he can do the job here for his debut on the all-weather. Going to put in Super Wind Dragon for second, another consistent performer on the surface. He's a 5-time winner from his 26 starts all over this distance. Self-Improvement was a strong winner last time and must go there on a minor line. 1-4-2-8.
Yeah, as you may have gathered there from my summation of Game Player Elite, I'm going to make him the top pick in this. I think he's an interesting runner. Harry Bentley going on board for Douglas White, packing Bowl in as well on his best. He can take a hand here. Harold Wynn and Self-Improvement has got all-weather form in the book, of course. 10-6-11-2.
That is the preview for race number 7, and indeed the first part of Racing to Win. Off to a break, and we'll stay dirty right after this. Welcome back to Racing to Win as we wind our way through Sha Tin on Wednesday night, out of the break, and we know what that always means, Paul. It is time to reveal the last run reminder.
Yeah, we're going to go for a horse, Golden Long. Now, he's had 2 runs back this season, this horse, and they've both been on the surface. You're with he's slightly slow away, you see there, at his last start. Now, he's been placed on both occasions. He's a horse that did win on debut. He did win off a 52. They didn't go overly quick, as you can see, and he did get a nice run through on the inside and was sort of momentarily held up. So it was a bit of a stop-start run from him. Once he got in the clear, he finished off really strongly. So it was a really nice run from him. He looks like a win's really close. The worst he's ever finished in his whole career, in fact, is 5th. So he shows how consistent of a horse he has been. And you can see him finishing off really nicely here. And didn't really have the race run to suit with that missing the starts. Hopefully he's clean away and he can win that race number 4, Mark.
Race 4, number 1. He may appear later on the show too, Golden Long, but he is last run reminder, that is for sure and certain. On now to race number 8 we go, and this is the second of the Class 3s, and it's over the 1,650 metres. Berlin Tango is out, so Yellowfin has come in as horse number 1. Jerry Chow rides him, and he's been top 4, 5 from 6 course and distance. Top Gun, first time at the all-weather for him. Lucky's back steps up in trip. Talent's Ambition carries £2 less for his last start win because this is an extended racing Class 3. Fighting Machine blinkers off, visor goes on. Keegan DeMello, a pickup ride on him. We've got Capital Legend, first time on the all-weather. He's had 2 trials since the Happy Valley victory. Leslie has the blinkers off, the pacifiers with the cows going on, and Ace War cheek pieces off and blinkers on for the first time. Paul, we've got Yellowfin into the race and into the front.
Yeah, it was good actually with him coming in because it was a little bit trappy before he came into the race, and we know he's an out-and-out leader, so I think he can lead. Now, Young Brilliant, Jolly Ruler, both drawn wide, but they're the only other horses that do like to go forward. So if they come across together, there's a bit of pace and they can sort of sit just in behind the lead. Fighting Machine's been in good form. Luck is back. Now, he's up in trip. He did go back over 1200. He's up to 1650 for a second start, so I think he'll be a bit closer. Talent's Ambition's drawn wide. Now, the big query horse is Top Gun, because when he did win his race, he led all the way. But in the last couple of starts, he's gone back. And in fact, the stewards did talk to the rider at him at his last start, because he did ride it back, and that was the instructions given from the trainer. So I expect Frankie Law will want to go back once again on him, so that's why he's at the back there.
Off the speed map we go to Nick with you, Bowman. Read Talent's Ambition.
Hugh, the final race on Wednesday night's programme, you're going to ride Talent's Ambition. Just the one ride, it was a winning one last time, and he's a horse of decent standing on this surface, isn't he?
Yeah, he gave me a very good feel. I've ridden him. I haven't been on his back since his last win, but I did ride him a couple of times prior to that, just in work, and he's a really lovely horse. He's very genuine. He's a horse that obviously does his best work on the all-weather track, and this looks another ideal race for him.
I remember reading before his last start, or in fact maybe even two starts back. I mean, Mark's got sort of a lofty opinion of this horse, and I know he'd probably like to try and sort of transfer that all-weather form to the turf. Does he give you the feel of a horse who could certainly, step forward as racing continues?
Well, yes, he does. I think we're far from seeing where his benchmark is. Whether he can transfer that to the turf is another story. Time will tell. But at the moment, he's got the ideal sort of program to continue on the dirt, and so whatever that's there, I don't see any reason to change. But saying that, it's not up to me, it's up to the trainer. But look, I think in the same class with a bit more weight, it's not going to deter his chances. He gave me a hell of a feel. He won with authority, and I would expect he will go out favourite again.
He's got a sticker off an apple on his top there by the looks of it, horseshoe apples. On to Talent's Ambition, Paul. You've been a fan of him quite a long time. I
have, yeah. He comes with that Tamworth form, of course, place quite well, country music and whatnot. But he's come here to Hong Kong. He's really found his straps here. He's a two-time winner now, both on the surface, so he really does like it. He's drawn 10, but he'll go back, I think, and I can see him winning this. Yeah, look, I think the horse he beat last time is his biggest danger again, Fighting Machine. He's got to get plenty of weight to, but he's looked good. Connections have mentioned, 4-year-old series, etc. So they obviously think a bit of him.
The jockeys, we've seen the trainers, Nick, as far as the leading jockeys go on the all-weather, it's Vincent Ho.
Yeah, rides the surface well. 4 winners from 17 rides there. Obviously there will be no Zach Purton Wednesday. Hugh Bowman obviously has booted home a few winners there also. Chadwick, the two Matthews, perhaps a couple to watch out for as well.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, they do ride the track well.
On we go, Nick, to Lucky's back. This was his first run in Hong Kong. He ran 5th. He steps up in distance here and did a bit of work in this race too.
He did indeed, yeah, mainly white colours there with the green detail. Look, finishing 5th here behind Self Improvement, not a bad run really. He's a highly enough rated horse, come here with a rating of 80, so always tough when you've got to start in this sort of grade. And I think going up in trip can suit him, just given the manner of his performance here.
Yeah, look, he was a Group 1 winner before he got here in Brazil, over 2,000 metres. So he's a horse that the further the better for him. 1,200 was obviously too short. He ran on. He seems to have acclimatised well. So the 1,650 could be good for him. I've included him.
Top Gun Paul ended up in the danger zone last time in the steward's room, went back in the field. You've got him going back. Will that be a help come the end of the race?
I think it will, because he's run really well here, thanks, Kenny, because you can see him come right through the inside there and finished off really nicely in this race. So maybe that's the key to him. I know when he did win fresh up here, he led all the way, but that might have been just, he got the right race to suit there. And it shows like following horses here is no problems. He is showing he doesn't mind a bit of give in the ground, so the all-weather could suit him.
Yeah, look, it's strong form in 3 lengths off of, the fast improving ISG that's Patcha Theta. It certainly reads well, I think, in the context of this.
Where do we see Capital Legend, Nick? This was a really good win at Happy Valley last time. He was driving up the rail. Now, it was down in grade, but he has won in Class 3. Couple of trials. His last one up at Chung Fa, he won that too. just carries no weight either coming into this grade again.
No, he doesn't. Alexi Bedell will go on board. So he's having a second ride on board him. Look, they put him up £6 for this win. So, look, it's a bit of a bunch thing. So, I mean, take the form as you will. But, yeah, as you say, he is a winner in the grade. And, you know, interesting that he is trying the surface.
Yeah, he had the claim there as well. Alice Wong rode him. He won't have the claim with Alexi Bedell aboard. Up in grade, barrier 6. So, look, he won nicely enough there. But this is quite a strong race, I thought.
It is indeed. So that's a breakdown as far as the horses go into the final race, Paul. Which 4 go into your top 4?
Talent's Ambition, we're going to go for the grey in the last. I can see him winning. He's won 2 times here now in Hong Kong, and both on the surface. He was beaten at 1.4 2 starts ago, though, as well. So there's that little... but he didn't really get the race run to suit. So I think from 10, there's pace in this race. He'll come back. Top Gun, look, I'm going to put him in as well. He's drawn 14, another one that will go back. He did win off 73. He's up to an 82 rating, but he's been quite consistent. And I quite like the way that replay and how he's been ridden and conservatively. Luck is back. Now he's up to 1650. He won on those hippie tracks in Brazil, up to 2,000 metres. From barrier 3, he goes in. I'm going to put Yellowfin in. His trial was just okay before his last start, but his last run was over 1,800 metres. He now comes back to the 1650 on the all-weather, which I think is going to suit the horse quite a lot. So top of the book for me around those top 4 horses. In this order, though, 4, 2, 3 and 1.
Yeah, look, I'm going to take you on there with a horse that actually ran second to him. That's Fighting Machine. Now, he's going to get £10 off of Talent's Ambition here, and it's a lot of weight for a half a length only. King de Mello's come in for the ride. Good ride this as well. Nice pickup ride for Pierre Ung. So Fighting Machine on top over Talent's Ambition, who clearly is a smart horse. Might well be the one that they've got to beat once again, now up to marker 78. Top Gun goes in. He's got a bit of class on his side, this fellow, and he can certainly make his presence felt if handling the surface well enough on the downgrade for the first time. And I put 6 Perfect Team in as well. He's run in the Talent's Ambition race last time, was not the worst. He clearly reserves his best for this surface. He's 0 from 11 at both turf courses here, but his all-weather form is much better in Hong Kong. So I saw them this way, 7, 4, 2 and 6 with Fighting Machine on top.
And that has been the preview for race both 7 and 8 we've seen on the show. You can see all of the races previewed on the website with Paul's selections, hkjc.com. Click on audio and video for that race-by-race analysis, and everything else you need to do with Hong Kong racing is there also. But Paul, it is best bet time, please.
Going to go with a horse we've actually talked about already, which is Dancing Code, coming onto the surface for the first time. He's got to carry the weight, but when he did win off a 79 rating, he did carry 135 and 1. So he's down in grade with Hugh Bowman aboard. And the value we're going to make a horse called Ace Power. He's a one-time winner in Hong Kong, and he did win off a 50 rating. He's down to 48. Now, this is over 1,200 metres, this race. You can see him, he was tailed off on the turn. Watch him make significant ground here over the 1,200, up to 1,650. I think if he gets any sort of run here, and he was just run off his feet early, and he was making some really good ground late, as you can see. So I do like him coming into this meeting, and we'll do the play of the day, a QQP in that lucky last with Top Gun. Luck is back, let's hope it is, and Talent's Ambition 2, 3 and 4.
Yeah, best bet for me coming up Wednesday night. Now, we haven't previewed his race, but he was the last run reminder. It's race 4 1, Golden Long here, finishing off nicely, having slightly blown the start there in this race. He's made up some sound ground in the closing stages. James McDonald will be taking over on this occasion, and I think the handicap has certainly given him a chance. He's left him on 60 once again, and I think with that he can certainly claim a win here on the all-weathers. Always look good on the surface. The value, race 7 number 10, Game Player Elite here. He's a horse who I've got a sneaky suspicion could well find some improvement here on the all-weather. Harry Bentley will be the man in the saddle, so no knock there. And race 5 is the play. QQP numbers 2, 5 and 8 for me. XL Wong Choi, Akapower, Haka Radiance.
Just saw him in that replay with Golden Long. This horse, Robot Knight, when he raced away to score. He has run since. He finished 5th behind Off-Road Master, but he raced wide and he carried extra weight. Gets a £10 claim for Brittany Wong here, so £117, one less than he carried to victory 2 starts ago, and he has trialled up well. So race 3, number 5, Robot Knight. Brittany Wong double. Natural High's gone like a jet in a couple of trials on the all-weather. done nothing on race day. Won't get too many better opportunities than this to try and run it out over the 1,200 metres. And the play back to race 3. 2 Nebraskan, 5 Robot Knight and 6 New Power, who had trialled well on the weather before failing at Happy Valley last time, 256 in a QQP. That has been a racing to win for Wednesday night at Sha Tin. It's diary time. We've got the Prince of Wales Hospital 40th Anniversary Cup, the feature race on Wednesday night, Nick. Then Sunday, it's the Pokoi Cup, an early start because we're taking a race from Japan.
There certainly are a couple of my favourite cups on the calendar there. Paul, looking forward to them.
Fast Network backing up as well after his defeat on Sunday, so I think punters will have a crack at him, but he's up to 1,200.
All right, and 1.3. He was turned over as favourite on the weekend. That has been a racing to win. Thanks to the boys, both Nick and Paul. And thanks to you. We'll see you at Sha Tin for 8 of the very best getting underway at 7:15.